close the door. Got that cold intro going. We're just talking. It's a cold, cold intro. You don't know what we're saying.
This is like a
it
singing.
Doesn't make sense yet. Cold intro time. It's a cold intro. We're chatting before the show starts. We're just talking stuff that's not that important yet. Cold intro time. Got that cold intro. It's so cold. Icy cold intro time. I forgot to change the name of the recording file. Cold intro extra long.
I wonder how often Waz actually does that. Like when no one's around.
And
for how long?
I just that part, like in the shower, gotta scrub my armpits because
having a wash, have a nice wash time. It's shower time. We're gonna have a nice shower. Oh, it's too cold. We're gonna turn it up higher.
the rubber ducky is freezing. Yeah, no.
Dude, when the duck is cold and you get in there and the water's all warm, but the duck is cold and you're like, ooh, the duck is so cold.
I was reading about this thing, and it's just like a challenge to do to yourself, maybe to like increase discipline or something, but just take a cold shower in the morning.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to try it, but I was like, oh man, nah, it's not worth it.
You'd make a horrible Catholic.
You can start cold and hot. You guys, or like start hot and cold. Start cold and hot.
Yeah,
you don't want to start cold and then go hot. You don't want to go hot and then cold.
I knew people who did the hot cold thing. They ended at when they just needed that extra to wake up.
Yeah.
They would just like leave it on cold for a minute. And then,
honestly,
get out.
guys, you got to get to bed earlier.
Burst of cold at the end is so rude to your body. Burst of cold at the end would be the worst. It's like, because you're already cold at the end, toweling.
Right.
Anyway, so you guys, we've got an alert. That's right. It's Greasy Conversation, the talk show. That's spelled how you would expect. Greasy Conversation at the .com. If you .com it, then what's going to happen is you can look at the links if you find this particular episode and follow along with these crazy news articles with us that we've found and curated. We've got wildlife news. We've got science and technology. We've got cutting edge particle physics like usual. And then weird Florida man stuff. We've got the wildlife starting off here, extra wildlife, right?
Yeah, man.
Top loaded. And of course, New York Josh.
Yeah, welcome back.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, always a
back by definitely not popular demand.
One of our correspondents. All right. I had the music's going, right? It's just going. It's in here. I don't hear the music in my headphones, but it's in there. Oh, my headphones are just turned quiet. Ha ha ha. All right, you guys. You know what's up. Anyway, the music is still playing. Okay. You guys, it's 2020. Let's get this together. Come on. What are we doing here? We've got spinny lights for the people just listening. The video feed's up at a new level because we've got little tiny lights that spin around like there's some kind of siren alarm occurring. One of those siren alarms. Yeah. That kind of alarm. Anyway, what's this first article we've got brewing here?
So this is a deputy, and this took place in South Carolina, Georgetown. A deputy went to answer a call about a suspected burglary, and they get there. It's apparently at like a farm, and the canine attacks one of the cows. So the deputy has to tase the canine, and then the cow kicks the deputy. So in this weird chain of events, it doesn't look. The guy didn't get seriously injured. Minor injuries, it says.
This photo. It's just a stock photo of cows.
Kicked by a cow and it was a minor injury.
I know, like
it's impressive.
Yeah, like they'll fuck you up, man. Like getting kicked by a big ass animal like that. Nah.
Well, if you tase an animal that's biting a cow, it like lowers the kicking strength of the cow.
Yeah,
it's a thing. There's too many. It's like a telephone game of tasing, and so everyone's not as into it.
I would love to be the person on duty at the doctor's office when he comes in with a work comp claim.
Right.
I had to play taser telephone.
My favorite part though
is got hoof marks like in the forehead.
The caption under the picture, it says, The sheriff's office said that the burglary call proved to be unfounded.
So all that.
For nothing. Just like someone probably saw just someone walking by and they're like paranoid.
Okay,
You know?
how bad is your canine training that when your canine bites a cow, like you got to tase your own dog? Like I've never had to punish any animal I've had on that taser level. I've never had to discipline them with taser force.
I don't know. I think if I was interrupted eating a steak, someone would have to tase me to stop.
But canines are
Beef
supposed
is
to
just
be,
so delicious.
highly trained.
Yeah.
And they're not supposed to do shit like that.
They're not supposed to
Ever.
require a tasing, even if they are getting
Yeah.
unruly.
Yeah.
Like what
Well,
is this?
It is South Carolina. A possibility. It's just the canine just could be a racist against cows.
They're using like pit bulls as police dogs. No hate on pit bulls, but that locking jaw though.
Yeah, the dog wasn't actual racist.
It was just dude's comfort animal. It was like a chihuahua. He wasn't even like a trained police dog. It's like, oh man, I gotta tase him again.
Oh man, man,
Guys, don't tase your pets.
Or
That's
is
the
that
takeaway.
is that the way he just always trained the dog since the beginning?
Bad, don't make me tase you again.
Wait, where did it bite the cow? Like, did it jump on the cow and bite on the neck?
I'm sure it probably tried to get a big old hunk of that rump.
They're just worried
I
about
prefer
property
his
damage.
shoulder myself.
Right.
Oh man, it's
Just
just
like,
property
Fun-
damage
that's
avoidance.
a fun story.
They don't want to pay the farmer for having, because as a farmer, I'd sue the police force letting your dog bite on my animals. Like, get that out of here. Put that dog away. Tase that thing somewhere else.
Right. All right.
Yeah, that's gross. All right, moving on. Oh, wait, hey, you guys. There you go. That's for you. That still seemed like it went through the. There's something I'm neglecting. I'll figure it out one day. You guys heard music of some
The
kind.
chain event.
Oh, it's that one. Oh, okay. Here we go. Oh, hey, you guys. That's what the theme song normally sounds like if I didn't goof it up today. But there's another thing that's going on that we traditionally have going on. Check it out. Yeah, that's right. Ah, it's powerful. Yeah, that's that submarine of knowledge. Powerful submarine. There we go. Yeah, knowledge. Who put it on this? It's like a slapback echo. Man, people get. There we go. So we've got a telescope inside a contact lens. Ah, see that voice of God echo is not as dramatic. There was like a good. That'll.
Oh, there's an echo.
That's a one. That's
Yeah.
You know, you put the things you forget to put on your checklist. I never thought to put on my pre-show checklist. Like make sure that echo's dialed in. It's just a silly thing I paw at later on. Anyway, a telescope and a contact lens.
Yeah, it seems pretty dope. I would totally sign up for that.
Like, I wonder, can you shut it off or is it always on? Objects in context lens is farther than they appear.
I wonder, yeah, like how you activate it.
It says wink wants to zoom. Which just is already going to start all kinds of trouble.
So like a normal blink won't activate it, but you wink real hard, really mean it.
Right.
And it's like one of those hot corn poppers where it goes like kapop and like the end of a clicky pen.
Right.
And then the lens pops out, you're zooming. And so how do you retract it?
Says to toggle between the magnified and normal views, the lenses must be worn with a pair of electronic glasses. A wink with one eye makes the glasses switch to a polarized filter that directs light to the telescopic part of the lenses. Winking with the other eye switches the setting back to let light pass through normally. So like one eye is to activate and one is to deactivate. So you can just like
All of this versus just holding a telescope to your eye.
yeah, just carrying around a big ass
But
telescope.
then people will know you're telescoping around.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
some
maybe,
telescoping villain.
maybe you want strangers to know that you're an astrophysicist. You know what I mean?
Does astrophysicists?
Yeah, I know Neil deGrasse Tyson. We're buds.
Yeah, Neil's always walking around with this telescoping at things.
Yeah.
Dropping names.
Put that away. We're at a restaurant.
In the name of Hubble and Kepler, I swear.
I don't drop as many names as you do.
Right.
Feynman would let me use my telescope in the restaurant.
Yeah,
But-
I just don't like the idea of having it activated by winking. I don't want like planets to think that I'm into them.
Or like there's
I wink in my telescope.
Moon's like, is that guy flirting with me?
now. Have you guys ever met someone who like couldn't wink with one eye? Is that a real thing? I think I've seen it on shows where people like they just physically can't just
Like non-stroke people, like just people like normal.
yeah, who just
I'm sure.
can't-
I
I'm
couldn't-
sure there are people. That,
I couldn't until much later in life. I had to really put in the time later on.
Really?
I was a
Yeah.
late bloomer winker. Yeah, I would look like I was just grimacing at people, but asymmetrically.
It's like really just overdone.
Yeah. Yeah. Or I'm like holding one eye open so they get it.
Yeah. No. This one's not. I'm still practicing. This one's not supposed to be closed. So just imagine.
Yeah, I had to do like
This.
exercises like that with my hand over one eye.
that dominant in one eye.
Yeah, there was like an app that guides you. It like plays a little melody when you get it right. Like you winked. Level passed.
Are these contact? I mean, it looks like people would be able to tell if it's got this gold thing on the lens that turns just where your pupil would be gold.
Yeah, I
So
thought
what
that
are,
the
like,
metal
applica-
rings were like in some kind of, you know, those Tupperwares that you pull on them and they pop higher.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
I
about.
totally
yeah.
thought it would telescope
So like
accordion.
it come out from your eye, your
Yeah,
cornea.
yeah, it looks like it does in this picture.
Oh,
There's
God.
like concentric brass rings in this contact lens.
Not painful. I thought it was just steampunk. I just, oh my God.
The one on the left is the one on the right. I think is the actual product. I don't
Yeah,
think these
it's so
pictures are from the same
It's
product.
so irritating underneath your eyelid. You know what I mean? It's just, I just wondered the practical applications of this. Like,
Dude, spying, looking at spy documents like a spy.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit redundant about that, but spies look at
Right.
those spy documents, you know.
And is it just one level of magnification, to where it just
you're automatically at 32 times.
yeah.
I want that wide angle situation. I want it to look like a YouTuber when I
Or
wink.
where you can like dial it in, like
Yeah.
you know, just
Looks like
Focus.
unbox therapy.
How do you focus?
it just keeps going.
Right? Wink
Keeps
once.
telescoping.
Wink once to activate. Pull on your left ear to focus.
Oh yeah. Shake your phone upside down and then hold it screen up. Then blow over the top of your screen at the person you want to transfer the file to.
That's it. Just the practical applications are just amazing to me. It just seems like a voyeur's dream.
Oh,
totally.
yeah,
Like
just-
peeping toms, like the developers got like warrants in 4 states.
It's marking
Well,
them
yeah.
to helicopter pilots, you guys. Helicopter pilots probably want a telescope all the time. Do you guys know any helicopter pilots?
Is it too soon to have a helicopter joke?
Oh, I wasn't even no. Oh man, now you made it sad.
And no, it's not.
I don't know. I wouldn't want my helicopter pilot looking through any altered visual thing.
Peeping around.
I
He's
want
got
them to have full situational awareness, not
got,
be
like,
looking for chicks with
red and blue 3D glasses. He's like, look how hip I am. Coptering around with like,
as you fly into the ground.
Yeah. All right.
you guys. Moving on. I mentioned the submarine of knowledge, right? We did that submarine of knowledge thing. Was I clear on
yeah.
that? That was the submarine of knowledge, by the way. One of those. Anyway.
So there was this this artist who put 99 smartphones and walked around the empty streets of Berlin, put them in a little like radio flyer, red wagon type thing. And everywhere he walked with it, Google Maps picked it up and displayed a traffic jam
Nice,
on the street he was at.
nice.
So, and he was, I don't know, what did he say he was doing it for? To just,
It was an art project.
yeah, and point
to
out
flaunt
like,
his immense wealth.
yeah. Like, where'd you get all these smartphones, dog?
Jeez of crow.
He has to call it an art project because otherwise, if this was like real research or something, he'd get called out for lying about there being 99 phones in this
Yeah, it
thing.
doesn't
Because
look
look,
like
at
99.
it's 60 tops. There's no way
Right.
this wagon has 99 phones in it. It's like,
Yeah, that's probably true.
yeah.
It's pretty shallow.
Well, it's
Uh,
Berlin. I mean, it's probably meant luft balloons, but there's only 65 phones.
It's like, I'll copy that Love Balloons number, but I'm not buying 100 phones. It's silly.
But
40, 50 will do.
I love this idea, though. I mean, people using the technology almost like in a guerrilla way, like the people who use their Fitbits and draw penises on their routes.
Yeah.
You know, I just it's to me
I
it's
didn't
like
know that
so.
was a thing.
Yeah, it's like and they'll post it online, and it's like the whole path that they do is like I've seen middle fingers, you know, like somebody tracing out a middle finger. I love that idea, man. It just like it's smart.
I wrote my name in Google Maps by drawing a route on the streets, like a path for someone to follow. But I didn't walk it. I just drew it on the map. Look, these streets can spell my name. We share with Grandma.
Geotag you in your car as you're driving.
You're driving on the Woz pathway. Congratulations. You guys, check out my reviews on Google Maps. My reviews are really good. I wrote all of them as if I'm a feudal lord talking about like my constituents.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I every description as if I've brought like an army there and like how they were. It's really good.
All right, Waz, why don't you break down this
Breaking it down.
hacked baby monitor?
Hacked
And how
baby
to do that.
monitors. Well, baby monitors, most of them are just on a band and just like basic FM. So you could have a transceiver that's like a basic FM transceiver that you can what do you call it? Change the frequency on, and you're right there on the band. And then a more advanced one, you could use this thing called a I forget what it's called, but it's like a radio device that you hook to a computer that can just do a huge spectrum of radio stuff, legal and illegal, send and receive, and just find what band the baby monitors are on and pop right in there if it's not encrypted.
Yeah, because this one looks like it was one that it was like a camera that you could use an app to like move the camera around. And someone like got access to their.
So kind of like case the house out beforehand.
Well, it's like if your network isn't protected and it's on your network, or if it connects.
Probably the case.
Lots of times you buy these things and they just have an open SSID to connect to.
Right.
You hop on there, you use the default password from the manufacturer, and Bob's your uncle.
It makes you really wonder with all these Ring technology and all the phones that they're doing, or the cameras for home security. How secure is that?
Well, it's one of those things where it's like people complain about one product having a slower setup time than the other, but the one with the slower setup time probably came safer. The quicker setup one is the one that if you were some noob and you just plugged it in, you're like, oh, it works, great. And then all of a sudden they're opening your garage door and stealing your stuff.
Right.
So it's one of those things. Routers, back in the day, man, when people would have internet without that WEP, and you'd get on their network all innocuously and just go to 192.168.0.1. I said 168. You know what I mean? That's a number too. And, and admin, password, and you can make yourself a little, war node and DDS some people.
Was like password, was that pretty common?
Linksys routers were always username admin, password.
Yeah.
Or admin, Netgear. But yeah, always 192.168.01 or .11.
Shit.
Yeah.
Now I got to change my password.
Yeah. That's like super boring to the people that know that already. And it's like there's people that are impressed by that, but that's like you really remember that number when you do like any amount of networking for like work for a few years.
Right. Yeah.
It's like it, but I can play like I'm special for remembering like the one number that's ever the number for that.
All right, this one, oh man. So apparently this dude was like in an altercation with his girlfriend, and these, I don't know if it was just like a furry, there was a furry convention in San Jose, California.
Oh God, ring those lights. That's awesome.
And so these like furries went over to like break it up because the dude started So it just says assaulting his girlfriend or whatever. So like all these furries just go
Is
over and
there a
like
video?
hold him down.
You guys, I love this show that like the moment things get too heady and we're like, oh, blah, blah, networking some number. Furries held down and assaulting.
Furry's gone wild.
Yeah, like there's assault, there's intrigue, there's a damsel in distress, and there's people in animal costumes taking this dude down.
Yeah.
It's Action
Just
Jackson
hold-
over here.
hold them for the cops, dude. My favorite part of this, like, I mean, it's a short article, but at the bottom it says, furries are enthusiasts who celebrate characters and stories involving anthropomorphic animals or fictitious characters that have human traits. I'm like, oh, is that all they do? I'm sure, yeah. That's all they do. They
Did you
celebrate.
pull that from Wikipedia? I wonder.
Oh yeah.
They just celebrate
They
characters.
celebrate
God.
so hard and
Yeah.
long.
Oh, jeez. It's too bad there wasn't a kid on the side throwing balls going, I choose you. Oh, God. And the sad thing is there's a furry convention. I think that's the thing, the takeaway. I kind of want to go to one.
Just to see.
Just to kind of like, what in the hell is going on here?
I don't care about the convention time. I'm just like, would like to find a pair of cozy, well knitted suits for Valentine's Day. It just seems like a way to experience things that's just like really carpeted, you know? It's like how things got really like out of control with shaving. And I don't know if you've noticed, but there's ads on Pornhub now where like the ladies got like a pubic hair heart and like pubes
Oh,
are
yeah.
back. Not to
Yeah.
take it gross after this beautiful thing
Yeah.
we've been talking about, but pubes are back so hard
Yeah.
that I think furries are like the natural conclusion of that trend.
We're going to be, and instead of being hairy down there, you want to be hairy all over.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
It's not enough hair in the world. I need a costume.
It fulfills my dream of
Yeah.
always wanting to get raped by a unicorn.
No, unicorns aren't fuzzy enough. That's the thing. That's why unicorns are out, and it's like wolves.
The wolves.
Someone got turned
Cartoon
on.
wolves.
by-
What,
yeah.
All right, you guys have to go undercover at a furry convention. What's the costume?
Isn't
that you
everybody
choose?
undercover?
I want to be a
but you're
leopard.
You're going double undercover.
I want to be a turtle just for the armor alone. Just for the armor.
Oh my gosh.
Does that count? Can you be like a furry reptile?
I saved a pornographic image that you can't even see any naughty bits on, just because it's a beautiful woman with like a generic Ninja Turtle backpack, and it's like plush. I don't think she's even naked. I don't think it's even porn. It just popped up in that situation because it was so hot that she had this Ninja Turtle backpack. Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's that easy.
That's a turn on.
Women have to attract men with their minds now more than ever. It's such a role reversal. They can't just be hot. They have to be into something cool.
Well, I like that.
In fact,
idea.
that's like more important.
Yeah,
They can be ugly and like be carrying around a lightsaber or something.
right.
All of a sudden, they're all interested.
Or at a furry convention.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Wearing like a wolf helmet, like winking at me through the mouth of the wolf. Things are getting complicated, you guys, in love and life.
Oh my God, that's a story to tell the grandkids right there.
That's pretty awesome.
Winking at me from the inside of the mouth of a wolf.
I saw her beautiful nose behind those fangs.
Oh my God, is this? I'm looking at the picture on the website. Is that the man?
Look at the tail. This person has a tail as big as their torso. That's got to get so dirty.
Well, balance.
Oh man, to be a dry cleaner in the era that we have heading towards us.
Oh God, I couldn't imagine.
Like, is there a specialty dry cleaners that only does like furry costumes? There's got to be.
Gotta be.
Like it's the one guy.
Ladies, gentlemen,
In
we
San
have
Jose.
we have an investment opportunity for you.
If you really want to corner the market,
If some people are gonna have
we do.
tails like this crazy pink squirrel here, then yeah, there's maintenance involved.
you just don't use Tide on cold.
You use Spunk Lube, which is a sponsor, and they're non-staining. So if you're a furry and you're looking for a lubricant that's going to keep your costume fresh when you're getting unfresh in a hurry, Spunk Lube.
Spunk Lube.
Yeah, that's really a product that sponsors us. We've got like a big jar of it to throw at each other later.
Totally. I love it.
Yeah, hit me up. I'll hook you up with samples because I just carry them around like a freak.
on the off chance you run across the furry free for all.
Check out the sponsor. It's non-staining.
Dude, I should start carrying some with me so that, like, when I'm waiting at a bus stop and Jehovah's Witnesses, like, hand me their pamphlets, I can just hand them, like, Spunk Lube back. Way better than just declining.
Here's my religion.
Yeah.
Why is my creepy voice just Batman?
Right. No, you can't be a Batman furry. You have to be just a bat furry.
Are you looking for a non-staining sexual lubricant? So my furry costume is this bat. It's just leather.
With an enormous codpiece.
What is this bat covered in chains?
Oh, man.
It's just I'm just like in my normal outfit, but with bat wings on. It's all half-assed. Just like a kid's costume strapped to my back.
I swear to God, I went to Comic-Con in Phoenix. Oh God, this must have been 5 years ago, something like that. Actually, was in Phoenix for a different reason, visiting a friend. And we were like, what are we going to do today? And we're looking at the paper. And I'm like, oh, well, there's Comic-Con now. And neither one of us are really into the whole convention comic book kind of stuff. We had so much fun.
It is.
Watching all of these people run around. They're doing these zombie walks, this, that.
Yeah.
But I saw the saddest Pikachu costume I've ever seen in my life. It was this guy who looked like he was homeless, wearing like a yellow cheap sweatshirt from Walmart that he had drawn a magic marker, a Pikachu thing on it.
Yeah.
And he had like a construction paper tail going off the back of it. And I'm just like, that's dedication. I mean, you know, you can come and just enjoy it, but you want to participate, so you use your crafting skills from 3rd grade.
You guys, I got a related story. So one year, Halloween snuck up on me. I think I was in middle school, not early high school, maybe freshman year, sophomore year. If it was freshman year, holy crap, was I a loudly nerdy freshman. But get this. There was, so I got like sweats that matched, like a sweat top and pants that were both like black. Okay, that's a good substrate. We'll start with that. What can I do with this? A ghost? Right. And what will make me look more flowy like a ghost? I'll take a bunch of white shopping bags and tear them up and tie them to me. All over me. Like, cool, it's hella like a ghost. Yeah, I'm like flowing.
Sounds like Adam Sandler on a Weekend Update. I'm Plastic Bag Man.
Yes. That was one of the suggestions I heard repeatedly throughout the day. Also, white trash. Oh, it's called white trash.
White trash? That actually, I'm going to say, that would have been really good. You should have went with that.
I did halfway through the day. That's what I just
told him. I'm witty.
People were blowing their nose on me and stuff.
Oh, God.
Nice. Oh, man. All right, should we preemptively pay some bills?
It's Bob Thornton moment. Boom. Bobby, come here. Come here.
This is a potter's field. When people can't pay for their funerals, they are buried here. It is a lonely, desolate place, littered with unmarked headstones. No one visits. No one leaves flowers. But it doesn't have to be that way. For as low as $1 a day, you can ensure your family will have the money to pay your funeral expenses. We offer burial insurance plans that pay up to $30,000. Considering the average funeral costs more than $10,000, that's peace of mind for your family. There are no medical exams, your rates won't increase, and your policy cannot be canceled as long as you make your premium payments. Call now to get approved in minutes and ensure your final resting place is more than just a pauper's grave in a potter's field.
800-308-6964. 800-308-6964. 800-308-6964. That's 800-308-6964. Paid for by Final Expense Direct.
Listen up. The soap you shower with, it's You probably haven't even questioned what bar of soap you lather up with. Let's face it, most guys don't. They're still using whatever bar their mommy bought for her little man. Is that what you want? To smell like mama's little man? Now you can upgrade your shower game with Dr. Squatch Natural Soap. Men who use their hands. Men who build things. Men who open the pickle jar on the first try. Men who catch foul balls without spilling their beer. You won't just smell good either. Your skin will be healthier and more nourished. Dare I say, soft. You want to smell like the forest? Boom, pine tar. We've got you. You want to smell like the sea? Boom, nautical sage. We've got you. You want to smell like you just got off a boat in the Caribbean? Boom, bay rum. We've got you. We ship it right to your door. And with a 100% satisfaction guarantee, if it's not the best bar of soap you've ever used, it's on us. Tens of thousands of men already soap-scribe, which means that every month, fresh new bars of Squatch show up at their door. Dr. Squatch Natural Soap. Real soap for real men.
Hey guys, to subscribe to Dr. Squatch, visit radiovegas.rocks and click on the banner. What is Jesse Ray's Barbecue? Well, it's a tiny, unassuming place with a modest menu of platters, sandwiches, and house-made sauces. Located at 5611 South Valley View, by the smell alone, you're gonna know you're in the right place. Come try the award-winning slow-smoked ribs, chicken, pulled pork, hot links, and brisket. The sauce is also something to talk about, as you will want to eat it with every bite. Here's a tip. Their sauces are available for purchase. When people ask you, how do you like Jesse Ray's Barbecue? You'll say, like most people I know, I don't like it, I love it. Jesse Ray's Barbecue is 100% legit. Stop on by for a meal that will satisfy your barbecue-loving lips. Mention RadioVegas.rocks for 10% off your order. Jesse Ray's, located at 5611 South Valley View on the corner of Valley View and Russell. Come in, take a bite, find out why they're so award-winning.
Be sure to get your mix of music. Listen to us with the RadioVegas.rocks app available at the App Store. And check out our VIP card, interact with us in our chat room, and scheduling of our RadioVegas.rocks shows, plus podcasts. It's all available on RadioVegas.rocks app.
I'm in so much pain, I think I'm pregnant. Welcome back. It's Greasy Conversation on RadioVegas.rocks. Those fresh sponsors you heard, our new buddies, tell them RadioVegas.rocks was involved in you going there. You have to say it exactly like that, or they won't understand. In fact, sometimes you have to insist and be like, look, no, seriously, RadioVegas.rocks sent me. Where's my secret handshake? And then they open up a bookshelf in the back of the restaurant, and they lead you to where they keep the endangered steak.
The furry meat.
Yeah. I'm talking about, of course, about Evil Pie, because they have rattlesnake meat on their pizza. Not all the pizza. You can either go rattlesnake pizza or you can go vegan. They have some of the best vegan pizza I've been hearing from the vegan homies in town. But if you're not vegan, you can go full wildlife.
Rattlesnake.
Yeah, and it's good. I've had the rattlesnake sausage pizza a couple times.
You either can go vegan because you're conscious, or you can go just full on carnivore and I love the extremes. I only have endangered meat on my pizzas.
Yeah, I want to eat an apex predator. Oh, you guys, I'm alive now.
All right.
Doorway push-ups, you guys.
You ever had manatee on a pizza?
Manatee. Oh no, manatee. You extract the fat and use it as a lard. You guys, don't tell me how to cook my manatee.
Do you think like manatees are just like depressed? They just kind of seem like they would be depressed. Well, no, because there was that was a couple months back. There was that manatee orgy.
Yeah, an orgy of manatees.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, I think we covered that. So maybe they aren't depressed. They're probably happy as fuck.
I think that's my new furry. I don't want to be a turtle anymore. I want to be a manatee.
There you go.
The manatee orgy must be like the exact opposite of those LA Fitness commercials.
Oh my god.
Oh man. So holler in the chat if you've got good remedies for cramps.
All right.
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, this one. So this article is about that otters are not actually cute, even though they look cute.
This is tragic because I've always thought they were like championship cute.
Yeah, and it says they're actually kind of fucked up, and they're basically just a big group of rapists.
Oh yeah, I think dolphins have a streak of this too. Or no, I'm thinking of like
No,
how
dolphins.
Dolphins will beat around a porpoise like a redneck
They'll pass
beating
it,
up a
they'll-
dog.
Yeah, they'll pass it around like a toy.
Yeah,
A
just
porpoise,
beating it
isn't
up.
that like a cousin of like it's they're
Yeah.
like so similar.
It would be like us having pet orangutans and just knocking them around till they're at the verge of death and dragging them around, like as if that was how we treated like our pets. That's how dolphins treat their pets.
Yeah, and dolphins are pretty rapey too.
Yeah.
But
You
yeah,
know,
it turns
I mean,
out.
in the animal kingdom, is it rape?
I mean,
Yeah, totally. If it's not consenting, sorry. Some animals just they don't make babies very consenty.
yeah, it's true.
Praying mantis. For
Cats,
sure.
cats, it seems complicated because you look at some cat doing it and they both seem like they hate doing it. They're just compelled to, like
Right.
they just have to get it over with. Neither of them seems like into it, but yet they're both eager to get it done.
That
Yeah.
sounds like
And-
my last 3 relationships.
So I think it's complicated. Yeah.
Or like ducks' reproductive organs are basically just like an arms race to like the females like to prevent rape, and then the males is to just be better at raping.
Yeah, it's really weird. If you've ever seen a duck's wiener, especially in person, it looks like its intestines fell out. It's the weirdest thing. It's like a fishing line made of wiener. It's
for
very long and slender.
For the longest time, I didn't even know they had any reproductive organs. I mean, anytime I ever see any duck in shows, they never are wearing pants, but there's nothing there.
Yeah.
Right?
You know,
It tucks away into the cloaca.
it's got to be a fun word, cloaca.
Not an episode goes by that I don't work in the cloaca.
Yeah.
That's the cloaca sound.
It's been the
You,
last.
you have your own cloaca sound. I love it.
Yeah.
I love that.
So I wonder if there's like a group of like otter furries that like this came out and they're like they have a real moral debate about like they can't be otters in it, but otters are like their favorite animal in the whole world. And
They
then,
break into other furry parties and just rape everybody there. Run out. Use spunk lube.
Look at the otter's face too. He's got a.
And it's so cute. They hold their babies on their chest as they're floating because the baby's fur is enough to float. I love Emma Otter's Jug Band Christmas. There's no rape in that.
They picked an otter that looks rapey though for this stock photo. I don't know how you search for that in
The
stock
top one?
photos, but I've seen a lot cuter otters than this jerk.
He does-
Google rapey otter. I don't know. He kind of looks like he's just chilling.
Man,
they're also
If you,
into,
he's not even wearing a Cosby sweater.
they're also into necrophilia as well.
you should be watching this show through a VPN.
Yeah, you're gonna be. Yeah, you're
search
getting flagged-
history
you're
at
getting
this radio
flagged for all
station.
kinds of things right now. Just from us talking about it.
I have to clear the browser history at this radio station daily for safety.
Boy, that Amazon targeted ad was crazy. Yeah, no, like I said, I don't understand like what constitutes rape in the animal world.
I'm declaring moving on because this otter's making me uncomfortable. The way he's looking. This otter's looking at me rapishly. All right,
Or
All
maybe
right.
hopefully.
you guys. Whoa, stand clear. Okay, well, that vault closes abruptly. It's very soundproof when that last seal occurs.
All right. I actually kind of like this one. Iceland is officially worshiping Norse gods again.
By
Oh
Odin,
yeah, thanks Ange Kerfoot for this awesome
by Odin, that's fantastic.
news,
Yeah, man.
excitement, instance.
Well, there was that like old meme as kind of like a dig at Christianity where it's like, you know, Odin said he'd destroy all the ice giants, and I don't see any ice giants around,
Right?
you know.
That's true.
Jesus says he cured lepers, but they're still lepers.
Right?
What is the armadillos carry leprosy?
Yeah.
So if-
Armadillos carry leprosy.
yeah, so
Yeah,
if
totally.
you eat armadillo meat, that's the only way people get leprosy anymore.
Interesting.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah.
That's very interesting. I'm not exactly in the market for armadillo meat, but that's interesting.
You guys, the bananas aren't working. There's like a side plot to the episode that we never explain.
I love the idea of the Norse gods in the it's no it shouldn't be an issue. I mean, it's no as far fetched as any other religion, but I just love the idea of it because I don't know, I've always had this fascination with Norse, with runic.
Yeah, it's a lot cooler shit happens, man. I mean, there's like a giant wolf.
Beowulf.
No, there's this giant wolf thing that guards. I don't know if it guards the tree, but it bit off Odin's hand or some shit. Yeah.
I want to say Ricky the wolf.
Ricky.
No.
You guys,
His name is Fenrir. If you must know.
Nice.
But I like it. They eat mushrooms and kill Englishmen.
I just really like hammers. I found out that there was way more to it, and I kind of got disillusioned. I was like, cool, Norse gods are awesome. I love hardware. And then
lightning and hammer.
there was just that one guy with the lightning and the hammer thing, and it was like, oh, well, all right.
But could you get into Valhalla still? Like, don't you have to die in battle to get into Valhalla? So they're all worshiping these gods, and the gods they're not. No one's getting in Valhalla, man.
Right. Well, that's why if I was England, I'd watch out.
Well, we don't.
You might have some canoes showing up in Birmingham.
We don't send our dead off in a burning raft enough.
I agree. I do agree.
Valhalla is probably like the Fire Fest. It's all desolate. People are eating sandwiches. It's like the Bahamas.
Or they just have
Oddly
a
enough,
Valhalla
DJ
festival.
Khalid is there too.
Bahamas Holla.
Oh man, that would be like a Valhalla festival where everyone goes and it's a giant battle to the death. So everyone can go to Valhalla because it's super real.
Yeah.
I like that idea for the Juggalo Fest. Just have a fight to the death.
Just show up as a bunch of Vikings and take on all the juggalos.
That's a great movie idea.
Dude, Vikings, juggalos, and furries. Yeah. It's like we're going to take Comic-Con and just pull out just the sexy stuff. And just... Wait, I didn't mean that... Here's the thing.
Oh, no.
I feel like we had a revelation.
As much as there's an embracing of physical unattractiveness among the juggalos, there's something that's conversely sexy about that. Just like the spirit of freedom. Kind of you can be really free to be ugly in a furry costume and just express yourselves as a big ball of horny pubes.
Yeah, and then the skid mark just ruins it, though.
Oh, why is there skid marks? Why?
It's a juggalo thing. I feel as though the juggalos, you're not even a true juggalo unless you got at least 2 skid marks in your pants.
I didn't know that was a thing.
And dried Faygo all over.
Oh, man. You're popping my bubble, man.
Off of my juggalo bubble. You ever see that?
And then I blew it on your dad's pillow.
So I haven't listened to any of the songs, so it's easy for me to have this fanciful version of reality.
Right.
So I know 3 of them, and the sad part is I actually kind of dig 2 of them. If I hear them, I won't shut the radio off. I kind of.
Hey,
there was it's like a 40-minute documentary about the Juggalo gathering, and it's pretty interesting. You guys should check it out.
What's it called? Juggarama?
Sure. I'm sure you can just look at Juggarama.
Feces on film. Oh, jeez.
It's pretty great, though.
Yeah.
Is it really called Feces on Film?
I wish it was.
I just love alliteration. Is all that's happening. I'm just celebrating funny words near each other.
And that conversation escalated quickly.
That's fun, though. I hope you all at least have that little takeaway to put some words that make you giggle near other words and yell them at your parents. Enjoy yourself.
Vikings and Juggalos. That's a great movie.
My mom and I had a running joke of the phantom placenta. There was just 2 words we thought were funny together. And we'd claim to see this thing and grab the other person's arm and be like, did you hear that? It's the phantom placenta.
It's not a phantom baby. It's just the phantom placenta.
Yeah, that's the thing. The baby was fine, but the placenta was left neglected.
So like the way it haunted, it just like appeared. It didn't do it.
Yeah.
It just appeared. It
Yeah.
like was all placenta-y.
You turn. You think you smell something.
Something smells like iron.
You look back to tell someone near you, and when you both look, it's gone.
Is this steak or phantom placenta?
Just a bloody piece of flesh covered in chains.
Right?
Why is there chains?
It's like that's the phantom thing.
There's chains.
All phantoms have
It's
chains.
definitely the ghost of Christmas past.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I love it. I mean, phantom placenta. Holy
Yeah, it's hard to
fuck.
segue from that. It's a fun challenge. Let's check it out. It's the Segway alarm. This alarm is going. Oh wait, we've got alarms, right? Oh, no. There we go. That's an alarm. Yay! Alarming. You guys probably
Alright.
just hear a. This is what they sound like when you're in the room. Check it out. That's our little alarm lights. So don't bother looking at the video feed. It's just spinning lights. Do bother looking at the video feed if you're going to ring that bell and hop it up with the sub it up with some hopping of the clicking buttons. That's, like and share.
Like,
Here's the
share,
thing.
repeat.
Don't enjoy this majesty in a bubble alone. Tell your friends about Greasy Conversation and help us learn and grow together and do science at one another. Without all the stuffed shirt seriousness that science, you might think, but there's some scientists partying around, lights spinning around for no reason. All right, that's my point.
All right, how about some art news real quick?
Hard.
Behold, art news.
So, no, just check this. Man, this is pretty impressive. Actually, this dude, how long did he spend? He, kept planting trees and plants in this field to recreate a Van Gogh painting.
Oh yeah, check this out.
Interesting.
Olive trees.
It's plants, and then you look down at them, and it's a painting.
Yeah,
Like
that's
from the air?
Yeah. That's stuff like that's always. It's like a, kind of like a crop circle, but he's
Right.
planting.
Yeah.
It's the natural evolution of the crop circle.
Yeah, totally.
Behold, it's a commercial for Hertz Rent-A-Car. Here we go.
Oh, that is impressive.
Right?
That is impressive.
GreasyConversation.com if you want to see this amazing
Oh,
plant art for yourself.
Yeah, I always love large scale stuff like that. It's pretty and long term, because that took this dude forever. That's what I'm trying to find. How long? It's 6 months.
Apparently
Spans
6 months.
1.2 acres. It's still a decent chunk of time for.
I'm excited to see where it goes because this is an ongoing thing.
Right.
Yeah, does he have to keep trimming all the trees and stuff to keep it looking the same, or is he just gonna let it grow out?
It has to be maintained a lot, I bet. It's sponsored by the Minneapolis Institute of Art.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Minneapolis,
So
not
the sponsor, he
Minneapolis.
doesn't have to rip it up and plant alfalfa next year.
Yeah,
You guys,
right.
am I the only one that's been saying Minneapolis as Minneapolis, like with an N extra any?
I've
I
never
think
heard
so.
anybody else say that.
Minneapolis? I've been saying Minneapolis. It's
Have you
it's
really?
Minneapolis. I'm just realizing this in this moment. You guys, it's like I've been saying Minneapolis and no one has corrected it.
Well, you're so far away from Minnesota.
Yeah, I think other people started.
How often does Minneapolis come up in
Yeah, right.
I think that there's people that I've been around that started also calling it Minneapolis, thinking that they were saying it wrong and not questioning it. I think it's like a virus that I accidentally spread, the Minneapolis virus.
He's like conflating Neonopolis.
Are there
It sounds right to me
Minneapolis.
still. I'm
Yeah.
tripping that it's Minneapolis.
That's always it. Is like words or you've discovered that you pronounce wrong, but you're just committed.
Yeah,
this
I'm
point.
gonna have a hard time with this one.
Right. It's like no, it's just
It doesn't even look
Minneapolis.
like it's spelled correctly.
No, it looks gross.
Yeah.
That's
we should petition to have Minneapolis change their name.
It's not Minnesota.
I feel like this would be more of an achievement if it was a Pollock.
Oh,
Damn. Yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah, because you couldn't just have splashes of flour randomly.
No,
it would just be a single tone. You'd have to have strings of flowers,
Right.
like really thin ones.
Right.
Yeah, it would be
Dang.
interesting. Well, that's the thing. Like everyone, you know, do you think Pollock just does all that shit randomly? But
Right.
his later work, I mean, even when he was doing the splatter shit, you could see like he would do figures that you can make out. So
Yeah.
I mean, dude knew what he was doing, and he was a great artist before he started that. But you know, but I think he was kind of a dick.
Yeah,
Most artists are.
he like killed that girl as a passenger driving all crazy.
Oh yeah,
Like-
yeah, he's like hell of an
Are
alcoholic.
we talking about Pollock or
Yeah.
Ted Kennedy?
Both sequentially.
Chappaquiddick. There's a word I didn't say right for
Oh,
a
the
while.
Chappaquiddick thing is insane. Oh my gosh. Okay, but I don't want to be that kind of podcast.
No,
so
not at all.
And then this other,
That is impressive, though. That is beautiful.
Chappaquiddick. That's what you say, right?
then there was this other Pennsylvania museum that discovered it had a Rembrandt painting.
Oh yeah, this is another piece of art news. There's art news today. Oh yeah, we mentioned that. Oh my god, ow.
For 70, they've had it for 70 years and just
No one knew.
found out about it. Yeah, imagine that. I wonder how much it's worth. That's what I want to know. Just finding
I can't
an
spell
original Rembrandt.
Pennsylvania. Rembrandt. No, what are we doing? They had a Rembrandt, right?
Yeah, they had a Rembrandt painting. It was it's called Portrait of a Young Lady.
It's Pennsylvania,
And
right?
you're looking at it. I mean, I'm not saying I'm Mr. Art Critic, but I would have thought that would be a Rembrandt.
It looks
It does the shading on it. It's classic.
it looks like when you have someone that's really profound as an artist and like they're really well known, like Rembrandt,
Right.
but then you see like stuff of theirs that wasn't like their favorite stuff. Like this person looks
They're
like
throwaways.
they smelled something gross and they just had this like asymmetrical mouth while they sat there, and he's like, God, it looks like I'm drawing this wrong with the mouth off to the side, but that's what this person's shaped like. And he probably just wasn't proud of it.
That's what inbringing will get you, folks.
I know. I feel like the painting is done skillfully of a person that's not like you know, like a loaf of bread that's not baked all the way. So like the painting is really beautiful, but the person, bless their heart,
The
like-
art,
yeah,
the
it's
art
like-
is phenomenal. It's the subject matter.
it's good art made of bad art. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it says so. The reason they didn't find out for so long is they didn't realize until they sent it out for restoration, and they have new restoration techniques like digital, so they can like
Oh.
scan through the layers of paint, and see like the original layer without.
So
Kinda like
possibility
strip it,
somebody
so.
had done a poor restoration job in
Yeah,
the
that's what it
past.
seems like. Yeah.
This person has like negative lips. Like the lips go into the face instead of out of the face. Sorry.
Is this one of those? Is it like, was this a real person?
Yeah.
I
No, if this was someone that Rembrandt made up, he would have made them way more symmetrical.
This person has
Yeah.
a face that I make when I listen to God, what's that guy's name?
Axl Rose.
Axl Rose. No, Post Malone.
This
Yeah.
woman looks
I'm just
like she looks like her mom lied only on her left side while she was in the womb.
Oh.
Gravity
Man.
ruins everything.
Yeah, like just her mom just crushed one side of her body more than the other.
I love this idea of just bashing and roasting historical paintings. This is a great idea.
Just like MST3K, but for Rembrandt.
Yeah. It's like finally I can get it out without feeling guilty. It's this person that was painted hundreds of years ago.
Right.
I can finally be mean.
Da
I
Vinci,
mean, let's
Da
be real. I
Vinci
mean, the Mona Lisa. Come on.
Da
I
Vinci
mean, really.
what a friggin' bastard he was.
That much.
It's just Da Vinci and drag anyway.
That theory's so legit though, that the Mona Lisa is just Da Vinci and drag. Because weren't they homeboys? Weren't they that kind of homeboy?
I don't know. Yeah.
Who?
Oh wait, no, I'm thinking they're both Da Vinci. Okay, so the Mona Lisa would be him painting himself in drag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a second there, I was thinking it was like this secret love affair between painters, but they're both him. Whoa!
It was the no. It was
blown.
no. That was so the subject for Mona Lisa was the time traveling Da Vinci from the future that came back because he was so in love with Da Vinci,
Yeah,
past Da Vinci.
it's what happens when you like are smitten by a homosexual love affair with yourself,
Exactly.
which is easier to happen than you might think.
Yeah, if you went back in time, I don't know. I kind of think I'd want to have sex with myself.
Yeah, I'm pretty into me.
Yeah. Would it be hotter if you weren't willing?
Do you guys?
Come back dressed as an otter.
So Otter and me and regular me are going out to dinner if you guys are interested.
Oh Lord.
We're seeing a movie together. We keep one dressed as an otter to keep people not confused.
All
Take
right.
turns.
And then I found this and I threw it out here just because it's pretty badass. So this dude hacked his prosthetic arm, and he uses that as a MIDI controller.
This was such a nice find.
Yeah. So because it's one of those, it's like it reads the electrical impulses from his arm, so it basically reacts to his thoughts. So he like modified a chip that he can plug into his arm, and then plug it into his modular synthesizers.
Right.
And he just thinks about, and he can like affect whatever parameter it's hooked up to.
I think about all of these like musicians who play guitar or drums or something who always look down on electronic music. Oh, they're just pushing buttons. This guy's getting away with not even having to push buttons anymore.
No.
It's like the Jetsons' approach to music.
Right?
What boggles me too is he doesn't even have to go like, "Ugh." He just like thinks about doing some finger movements and it does different parameters and a couple of
Yeah.
different ones too even.
Yeah, and like maybe it's different for the whichever parameter he's using, but like he doesn't even have to pretend to move his arm. He just has to
Yeah.
like think about moving his
Yeah,
arm.
because it's the electrical impulse.
Yeah. So
It's the opposite of the performer dilemma where you want to look like you're doing something, or like when a performer looks like they're not doing anything at all, but they're actually doing something. That's like this. Like he could sit there and
Very
it could
new
just be
wave.
a piece of a microwave on a stick stuck on his stump, and it might not. We wouldn't know if he's doing it or not.
yeah,
As a
that's true.
performance, this could be a total ruse.
Is that pre-recorded? Who knows?
Could be.
It's intriguing. I'm sure somewhere Moby's like, I should have thought of that.
Right.
Guys, it's
Someone cut my arm
so
off.
sorry. It's so hard not to just name gear that this guy has. It's
Yeah.
not interesting to other people.
Yeah, he's
The
got
sad
a nice,
part
he's got a
is-
nice like modular
The
setup.
sad part is he'll never be able to eat an ear of corn again.
No, there's an ear corn attachment for the stump. It's
Right.
like it's corn stump is my other invention.
Corn stuff. That sounds like an evil character in an Iowa friggin' campfire story.
First, he was a modular electronic music producer. Then the corn got to him. It's like, I have an invention that's so much more accessible. Not everyone wants to be a musician, let alone a modular synthesist, but everyone likes corn.
Right? He's just like ram corn down people's throats. That's how he kills them.
The story of Corn Stump. What is it, Batman again?
It did great in Mexico where it's called elote.
Elote hand.
Manos elote.
Damn.
Sorry to take my lead, man.
Oh boy. Oh, it's so good.
Crow. He does have a lot of gear now.
He's got Arteria Beat Step. Yeah, Chaos Pad.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's
Yeah.
not make it that podcast.
Yeah, let's
Right.
not jump in there. All right, should we do let's
Down
do
that rabbit hole.
We're already at the second of the second.
Oh my gosh, it's number 2. All
The
right, you
deuce.
guys,
Dropping the deuce.
call an ambulance.
Attention timeshare owners. This is an urgent consumer alert from the Timeshare Exit Hotline, a national company specializing in helping consumers legally get out of their expensive timeshare contract. Our experienced partners are offering you a way to legally get rid of your timeshare. You'll never pay another timeshare maintenance bill again, and all your obligations will be terminated. You can begin saving today. Even if you've tried another company to get rid of your timeshare, call and see if we can help you. At the Timeshare Exit Hotline, we only accept payment after an agreement has been made to get you out of your timeshare. Make this complimentary free call and learn how our honest partners can help anyone, anywhere, legally get out of their timeshare nightmare.
800-741-8026. 800-741-8026. 800-741-8026. That's 800-741-8026.
These wheels are real exciting and bear my name, Evil Knievel.
Hi, it's Waz from Greasy Conversation. Did you know the pioneering stuntman Evel Knievel, the world record motorcycle jumping father of extreme sports himself, lives on spiritually in the satiny dough and hearty brick cheese of the pizza that bears his name?
Evil Knievel.
Evil Pie, that's E-V-E-L, on glistening East Fremont Street in the heart of downtown Las Vegas. They've been thriving here since back in 2016 because, unlike our hero, it's not dangerous. The flavor isn't even risky, but it is braggadocious. I get the world-famous Snake River special with a rattlesnake sausage. Honestly, it's great. I do love it, and it makes me feel like a mighty conqueror of perilous beasts. Vegans, don't tune me out. This place is known for their vegan pizza too. So get over there. Just make sure you check the RadioVegas.rocks app first. That app will have new specials just for RadioVegas.rocks listeners. Show them the app and satisfy your lust for excitement.
Hey, dudes with beards, I'm here to tell you about Mad Viking Beard Company. What is that, you ask? Well, that's a good question. They are the best beard products and men's grooming company since 2013. Guys, drop the razor, because with Mad Viking Beard Company, they kill the beard itch and give you what you need to grow a better beard. Like beard oils, relieves beard itch, creates a healthier and more manageable beard, reduces brittle beard hair and breakage, like split ends. The natural oils help promote a fuller and longer growth, giving you a little bit of hold, and it acts as a styling agent to keep those flyaway hairs in place. Then there's the beard wash. Not your average store-bought chemical-laden concoction, all right? Mad Viking Beard Wash, it's sulfate-free, paraben-free, offers top-to-bottom clean and conditioning experience all in one, providing a deep, all-natural sulfate-free clean with a rich conditioning finish for a soft, moisturized face and beard, for the ladies. To order, visit www.radiovegas.rocks and click on the banner to order now.
LV Classic Rock is back. Hi, it's your friend on the radio, Dennis Mitchell, and we're back to rockin' and rollin' just like the good old days. If you didn't know, Las Vegas used to have 2 classic rock stations, one of which was awesome, and when corporate radio took it away, we just kept it going on the internet, and now it's back in all its original glory. Streaming live 24/7, it's LV Classic Rock, and all you have to do to enjoy it is go to the website, lvclassicrock.com, and use the online player, or get the free Radio Vegas Rocks app. That way you'll never be without LV Classic Rock, Las Vegas' best classic rock station.
I'm going to end up losing a limb because I keep laughing at the word stump. It's going to happen to me. I'm going to be Stumpy Joe before too long.
Stumpy Joe.
Yeah. It's gonna be...
It's stump. It's all in his head.
Yeah. Hey, here's the thing. Greasy Conversation is the name of the talk show you're listening to right now. Welcome and prepare.
Yeah, okay.
Engage.
This is great.
Number 1.
All right, so Yamaha warns musicians not to climb in instrument cases after the Nissan motor. I don't know why he's fleeing Japan, but this guy Carlos Gosen, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but okay, fled Japan inside of a double bass case. So now Yamaha's warning people not to hop into any of their instrument cases.
So Gossin was the CEO of Nissan. A Frenchman brought in from Renault. Actually, I don't know his race. Put that aside. He did come from France, though. So I guess that
He comes from France.
He came from France. That's a Coneheads reference. High five it over here.
Yeah.
So when Renault rescued Nissan, Gossin took charge, and his claim is that he is protesting a broken system in Japan of trial without guilty before proven to innocent problem thing, you know? Like he's escaping a corrupt government there. But, like, I don't see the CEO of Toyota hopping in a Yamaha road case and fleeing the country, you know?
Leave it to a Frenchman to just run away. But
Arturia, I love you. Arturia Instruments, like the beat step we saw previously, and Daft Punk.
Joking.
I know. I gotta rescue.
Air.
I gotta rescue my.
I love Air.
Yeah, I gotta rescue my rep with the.
You know,
with the frogs. You know what I'm saying?
Not to reference too much of the earlier, but that guy with the arm thing could hop in there. He's a isn't he an instrument himself?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is classified as an instrument.
It's less space he'd take up. He's efficient. He's like, I got a one hand less fit in here.
So is it only musicians that can't climb in these cases, or magicians still can?
Whoa, Yamaha.
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't think Yamaha thought this one through.
Just musicians. We're the only class of people we care about as a company.
Yeah.
So this is your Yakuza, go ahead, no problem. Get through customs.
Musicians and motorcycle riders do not ride in these unsafe road cases, which these are not Yamaha road cases in this stupid stock photo.
Yeah, no.
I'm sure, you know, on an obvious level, you know, anybody who's had anything to do with music and has traveled with music, they don't treat your cases very well in the airport anyway.
No, you'd likely die. You'll break your neck.
They throw you in a heartbeat. You know, this guy, I'm sure he had a private plane set up or something like that. He had like 4 Egyptians in loincloths carrying the case out.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
He paid some people off to like, because they had to get him through the airport and shit. So, I mean.
Yeah, he didn't get X-rayed.
No.
Yeah, it was, some money changing hands there.
Yeah, what are these generic cases?
What was his original charge?
It's had to do with finances and doing some shady financial stuff with Nissan.
Like every rich person.
Yeah, it's just there's been a lot of downfall with Nissan, a lot of coasting. So he cut a lot of fat that actually rescued Nissan, and it was very good in the beginning. But then there's been a lot of coasting. So a good place to find out more about this is a YouTube channel called Donut Media. There's an Up to Speed episode. So Donut Media, Up to Speed, Nissan, Gossin. Check it out. That's a good breakdown.
It is a great reference. I like that.
You're not going to spell Gossin right. So, okay. So my point that I'm wasting time on is that those pictures weren't Yamaha road cases.
So now you literally
so
have
I Googled in front of you guys Yamaha road cases.
Bring up the image.
And I'm wrong. There's some Yamaha road cases that look like that. So never mind. Point. Like that's some conspiracy. A stock photo was used in this article.
They banned that website from
They can't even do their research.
You guys, we're on patrol over here. If you want news that's going to go the extra mile, we're your journalists.
All right, let's jump into the smart crows.
Smart
crows.
They're awesome, man.
Smart crows. Smart crows. Sorry, I need one more.
So this experiment, they had this box with like a snack in the middle suspended, and then these are like on a little platform. And these crows, initially they had it close to a hole so these crows could pick up a small like stick and poke it through the hole and knock the food out on the other side, right? So then they just
tools.
They expanded it, the area where they had to insert the stick, and then they basically had several small sticks and connector pieces. So if the crow wanted to get the food, it would have to connect all the sticks using the connector pieces and use that to push the food out.
Right.
And they did.
So to build its own tool.
Yeah, they had to logic out how to construct this long stick and push it out of the hole.
Erector set crow.
I'm telling you, dude. And you get two of them together. I know it's a murder, but they are the most intelligent friggin' beings out there that other than human, in my opinion.
You guys, what was that toy set that had the wooden wheels with the holes in it and the wooden sticks?
Erector set?
No, before Erector set, when it was all wood. Tinker Toys.
Tinker Toy.
Yeah, all right. Sorry. That mattered to me. So this
Don't
crow...
let your bird play with Tinker Toys, man.
Well,
You'll
this
end
is
up
helpful.
murdered.
Yeah, for the audio people. The bird, it's basically a Tinker Toy situation without the wooden ball situation.
Yeah.
So it's like sticks with holes in the end. Oh, you explained this great. What am I doing? All right.
But that's always, I mean, yeah, crows are really smart, and that's why they should vote.
Birds should vote. Vote. Voting for birds.
But I was.
They can't make any worse decisions.
I was thinking about it, and I was like, I think we should go one step further and have birds run for president. No, just crows, not just any bird, just crows.
Just crows.
Crows as president.
That's the thing, is we don't let just any what do you call the things that people are?
Sentient
Apes?
being.
Any great apes?
Yeah.
What I wanted to say arachnids. Why is it? It's like a tick.
Spider people.
We don't let any spider people become, functioning members of society. Just humans. So like.
Or lizard people. There are the lizards.
Monkeys are different than apes. It's something like that that's semantically tripping me up. So, it's one of those things where other bird species, they're gonna have to catch up if they even can.
Yeah.
Crows might be a special fluke, like human of the birds.
Yeah.
I mean, think how different the world would be if we had Calvin Crowledge.
Or the family that crows are in, to be more like honest, is that crows are like siblings of these other birds in the same family, like the magpie. And we went into this deeper on a previous episode. If you use the search function at greasyconversation.com, we went deep on the crow family of birds and how they're all the smarties. And I forgot what the freaking family is called.
Teddy Roosevelt.
See, what's cool is he's not so groundbreaking. We've already had a black president.
The other thing I love is
Obama.
Barack Obama. I don't want to take it too far from this, but I think that birds' heads, especially crows, kind of look like fighter planes. I think that's valuable too.
Right.
He's served.
Yeah.
Well, there's other, like, they communicate in a way, and the like groups that'll hang out in areas like parks where humans are and stuff. If one human does something that the crows find distasteful, they'll communicate to like all the crows, so then they'll all just like.
That's why
ignore that person or
more than one of them is a murderer.
Yeah, right.
Contextual conversation, when you can communicate with like placeholder objects, like proper nouns, when you can talk about like humans or that specific human, that's really advanced. Animals seem to communicate all over the place, but it's extremely rare to have context and things like pronouns and that level of language.
Well, so far, I think it's only really been tested. I think Coco, the gorilla.
Yeah, the only things in the great ape family have done as well as crows are doing with this test.
Right. Yeah, they did this a while. It was in like the last year or two, I think, with chimpanzees, and they did it. But
contextual conversation is brand new to smart speakers, smart home speakers. That's part of what made me aware of it. Is previously you'd have to make one command that had all the variables in it, but now if you make a command like say, turn the lights on, then you say something like now make them red. You don't have to say turn the lights red. It remembers the context of the previous thing that you said. Oh, you're talking about lights still. So
that's a separate
that's heavy.
command, or as like an AI, like.
Well, it applies to AI, and now that like smart home speakers like Amazon, Google Home, it's still lacking in Siri. That's one of the things that Siri is getting dusted on now that they put they're neglecting Siri.
Well, it's the next progression.
Old Timmy Cook's leaving Siri at the dinner table alone. You know what I'm saying? So, but the other ones, you can talk about one. Or here another example would be play this song. Then you say skip track. You don't have to tell it to skip track in the song player. It knows already that you're talking about song playing because it's the last thing you talked about. So it keeps track of what the subject is.
And is it Like if you have,
Sounds to me like it's just another algorithm.
It is, but
Yeah.
contextual. But like birds being at that level is big because we're barely learning how to program that.
yeah, does it have like a memory for one person? So like your personal device, it can just kind of learn how you talk specifically. So I wonder if you could develop like your own slang with like an AI.
That's a
And it would
really
recognize it.
fun idea. Because, okay, there's a lot of plausibility to this theory.
I assume that probably could happen, but it would take a lot more programming than just.
No, well, it would, but it programs itself. So your smart devices do learn you.
Right.
They do learn, especially text to speech. When you first get a new phone and you use, say, for example, the Google text to speech to text your friends, it pulls up all these words you'd never say. After 2 weeks, a month, it starts getting really accurate because it keeps track of what you usually say and what that usually types to. Not only that, but there's.
I kept wondering why everything comes up booze, weed, horse.
It's like not even the same letters.
How do
Like
you-
always talking about weed for sure.
How do I erase that? Search history.
So put that next to completely unrelated research that I think applies to this, where you can make sounds ultrasonically that aren't audible to humans, that are shaped enough like speech that a smart home speaker doesn't filter out that frequency range and just looks for the same patterns of filtering. So kind of like a wah-wah pedal or like a graphic
or
EQ.
How a telephone works.
Yeah.
With the tones.
Well, we make a tone when we talk, and then the consonants come from cutting off and tone filtering that single tone, and the spread spectrum sounds of like clicks and the C's and the T's and the S's.
Right.
So if you hear those same filterings done by frequencies that people can't hear, you can interpret that as speech. It's like a mosquito talking, but it's still English. So smart speakers can hear this and execute commands that you can't hear.
Right.
It's a way to hack. There's been advertisements that have experimented with activating Google things.
Oh yeah, no shit.
Supposedly.
That's rad.
So once again, we're getting into subliminal advertising. That's been a fear of everybody. You know.
Well, it's subliminal. It's subliminal because
Minneapolis.
yeah, it's subliminal. And like the machine is doing it. It's like happening to a level of thinking on the machine that isn't to you. I don't know if it's been used in advertisements seriously. I think it's done just in
path. That could so go down a bad
Sure
path.
can, but it's one of those things that like is so easy to fix. Like, oh, you just have like an EQ layer that just cuts off frequencies people can't hear.
Yeah.
So you just make the microphone not hear. You don't even need to AI that. It's just you can do that with a capacitor.
And that's
like,
how
just
and
filter it.
that's how Skynet takes over, folks.
So sideline to that, you can also do it with a laser. If you can aim a laser, and it can be an infrared laser, so you don't see it directly at the microphone. You can actually like vibrate either the diaphragm or the air in front of the diaphragm of the microphone. We're not sure yet. Actually, it's a recent discovery. We talked about a few episodes
So
ago.
you're talking the photons interacting with acoustically?
You pulse the light at audio frequencies. So you take a recording of a voice command and modulate the light by that recording. So it just flashes, but at the speed of voice, which is not very fast. So it's easy to modulate that.
Yeah.
And the laser light is apparently strong enough to vibrate the diaphragm enough to transmit that same modulation of energy that the microphone would normally from sound hitting it. Because that's all microphones do as a transducer, is it's modulation of intensity of electrical current that then matches a sound wave.
It's to me, it's no different than how communications work. It's no different than how communications work now. They transfer audio into an electrical current. They send it via.
It's just light shaking this tiny diaphragm instead. And the diaphragm's like tinier than my pinky nail. So it's not, it's surprising, and people are still experimenting on it to figure out what mechanism is actually doing it.
Right.
And I think it's already been patched somehow. I think they came up with a software patch to make it less susceptible to that. It's probably that same thing of like, just don't deal with high frequencies.
Yeah.
But not that actually that would be still regular audio frequencies with the light thing. Anyway, all that was to circle back around to the point that Greg made that you might be able to train the AI to respond a certain way to commands that aren't like normal words.
Yeah.
So you've got a secret language with it, like twins.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah, that's what I would
That'd be dope.
do.
It'd be your buddy. You could be like, Snitzelberg, and then the cops come and like chains come down over the windows. Yeah, like the
Faux shizzle, and a pizza shows up.
this happens with the lights. It's like, oh, they don't do it when you want. Okay, it's like spinning lights in
They
your
give up.
house, and yeah.
Yeah, that's just Schnitzelberg.
Schnitzelberg.
Or you could do that with your car too. Like you do that, and like your car alarm goes off, and it starts driving on its own to rescue you.
It's the Batmobile, the Schnitzelmobile.
You just scream Schnitzelberg. It's your safe word.
That's got to be the best safe word ever.
You want a complicated one because you don't want to say it by accident in the throes of passion.
Yeah.
I don't know. What about safe words? What am I talking about?
Yes, you guys don't just randomly say Schnitzelberg. All right. How about these creepy little blackfish that were discovered?
Yeah, here's
this
another
underwater volcanic range.
Here's another Ange Kerfoot pick. Of course, it's another terrifying animal. This is one that, like, pull over, Google this. Take a peek at the feed later, find this in the news, because you got to see this fish to believe it. It basically looks like a black, like, chunk of slime with an evil, toothy mouth on it.
Yeah, they're pretty tiny, but also terrifying. Like, if there was a swarm of them, I wouldn't.
It's such a great little tiny nightmare.
Yeah, like I don't know if I would place a bet on myself against a swarm of these things. Like,
It looks
underwater.
like a little bit. It looks like sperm from the alien from Alien.
Oh, xenomorph sperm.
Xenomorph sperm.
Yeah.
You know what it looks like, you guys? It looks like a dab. Hey, holla, you guys that are in a legal state, because the legal weed states are blowing up with people doing like this slimy extracts. And this looks like a black slimy extract on just the tip of someone's finger, but it has a little face and a fang on it. Oh,
Like,
man.
no, don't
Dude, that-
smoke me.
I mean, that would be that.
Don't beat me to memeing this, but I'm going to have this.
Yeah, that could be a. You could just like shape the extracts into all kinds of little cute animals and evil animals, and
You can sell a premium for that.
Yeah. You know what
It's
I
like
mean?
a shatterfish.
Yeah. The rare dabfish.
Yeah. Oh man! So this is
Yeah.
formed in thermal waters.
Drop
Yeah.
that on your hot nail.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's a underwater volcano range. So
Man,
near Australia.
What's some more hip dab technology terminology I can drop in this situation?
I don't even know anymore.
Yeah,
like every time I go to the dispensary, there's like 10 new concentrates, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't fucking care.
Right. I just remember the days when Buddy would be like, this is some good shit.
Crumble, peanut
and that's
butter.
it. Hey, you guys some hydro. And now it's like I got to learn terminology.
Right.
Oh, man.
It's like, and it's I'm in my 40s. I don't want to have to learn a new damn language.
My pen's coil is only good for peanut butter, but all they have is crumble. Oh.
That just makes me hungry.
Oh my gosh, I had that so loud. I'm sorry.
So this is intriguing. So it is off the coast of Australia.
Of course.
Like, a good thing it was underwater.
It's a terrifying animal, so it's from near Australia for sure.
Yeah, it's probably like highly venomous as well. They'll discover that later.
The person in this photograph is dead now.
Yeah, just from holding it.
Yeah. It's starting to get cute. The longer you look at it, the more it's adorable. That's
Yeah,
my furry
I still
costume.
kind of want.
I'll just be in a black trash bag.
Until someone comes up with a torch and tries to smoke you.
Remember like MC Hammer Pants?
Oh,
Have a trash bag?
God.
Dude.
Yeah.
You just do that upside down and you just make a tunic.
I'm embarrassed to say I own 2 pair at
Didn't,
one point.
didn't everyone though?
Yeah.
You
But
owned 2 pair of the trash bag ones?
Yeah, I owned 2 pair of those, yes.
Like that you bought at a store that you made with a trash bag?
No, this is like
Okay.
this is like the nice ones.
Because
one
I didn't
would look
make more than one trash bag pants.
I think one was like plaid.
You had plaid MC Hammer pants, That is too awesome. I really want this.
Yeah, it was. They were cool, man. It was my Genko gene.
Yeah, who had Jenkos?
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
That was our era, doing Rico Suave and doing the school dances.
I didn't have Jenkos because I didn't have anything that you couldn't like. I had to get clothes that were old enough that someone had died first, so I could buy them at the thrift store.
Mm-hmm.
That was my move. Like I didn't want pants that were just pre-worn. I wanted them like a chance someone
had
died in them.
in.
Yeah, or like died near. Like it was in their closet in the same room they died. You didn't have to be wearing them.
My idea of a dope outfit is it comes with ghosts.
Yeah, I want to wear that haunted shit.
Ghost pants. Damn.
So much
Jenkos.
fashion advice on this episode. So much.
Yeah, when are we bringing Jenkos back, man? I miss those.
Oh God, I hope never.
At least big cords. That's the thing. If you couldn't afford Jenkos or you didn't want to get knocked over in the wind, you just got big cords, like with the big ripple cords.
Right.
But like sensible pant leg flaring.
Yeah. A pair of like the most comfortable pair of pants I ever had were corduroy.
Right. Who's gonna bring cords back? Big ripple cords in like a jacket where you look like you're a car seat and a Fiero.
And where'd you get that? Your grandma's couch. Right. You wear it anywhere but Las Vegas. Las Vegas, you will die.
Oh my God.
Within minutes.
I'm the car seat of a Plymouth Sapporo. Why couldn't you guess my Halloween costume?
Damn.
It's a scary looking. Is that a fish? Is it a amphibian?
I think it's a fish. Pretty sure it's a fish.
Yeah. It's fish adjacent.
It's fish adjacent.
All right. Now that nightmare is over, who we got lined up next? Let's get a sound about. Let's oh, this is behold. Oh, that's a short one. And you guys, I lost my favorite reverb. I can't figure out which one it was again. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. I found it now. We're happy. We can move on with our lives. We're learning together. Tell your friends.
So NASA released an updated pale blue dot photo
Whoa!
to mark the 30th anniversary.
Did they? That's cool.
If you're unfamiliar, the pale blue dot is a poem by
Carl Sagan.
Carl Sagan about the first, not the first photo of the Earth from space, but the furthest photo of the Earth from space taken by one of the Voyager probes.
Voyager 2.
Thank you, Josh. From planets away.
Yeah, it was, and actually, it was actually an accident. It wasn't planned by NASA. I believe they were just transiting the inner planet to the outer planets, where the gas giants start. It was past the asteroid belt.
Yeah, and then Carl was like, "Oh my God, take a picture at this point, right? Because we can see the Earth."
I don't think it was actually Carl. I think it was one of the other engineers in the program. Basically, they're like, it would be cool to take a picture of Earth. And so, at that point, you'd have to rotate the
I remember they had to rotate it special.
A certain orientation and, use fuel. There's a lot going in when you're talking about probes and such. But it was actually a fight. Like, some of the project managers did not want that to happen. They were afraid, it's too much risk in recoding to have that done.
Where few photos have affected the unity of mankind as much.
Yeah, and you look at it and it's literally just like one pixel.
Right.
Almost like that's lighter than everything else.
I think it was Sagan's words. I mean, it was
his words
it's
to it
just
are
the most
incredible.
amazing perspective on life, everything. It just,
Yeah, look it up. Pale blue blob. Pale blue dot. Google it.
Pale blue blah.
Sounds like a Hanson song.
Oh, paleo bluey dotty.
Pale blue blob.
Beauty bop.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Up, Schnickselberg.
Which is funny because you'll be like really moved by it. You might cry. And then you'll think of bibbidi bop. And then it'll pop that bubble.
Right. All right, let's do our last round of the old Bilbo Baggins.
Dang! We just like high-speed cruise through that last segment,
Crushing
you
it.
guys. We're running out of segments. We're gonna have to do a news chug when we get back. Get ready.
Yeah.
Put on your news pants.
This advertisement is being used for the purpose of soliciting sales of a timeshare plan. Restrictions apply. Go to westgateterms.com for complete offer terms.
I took my family on a vacation like the one you're about to hear about, and we had an amazing time. And the best part about it was the price.
If you're looking for an amazing, fun-filled vacation for you and your family for an unbelievable price, keep listening for details on how you can get a fabulous 4-day vacation for just $99.
Hey there, budget-minded travelers. Want a 4-day vacation package for just $99? Be one of the first 100 callers right now to Westgate Resorts to book this amazing offer. Westgate Resorts has your next dream vacation for just $99. Call right now to learn more.
Call 800-883-1612. 800-883-1612. 800-883-1612. Again, that's 800-883-1612.
Paid for by Westgate Resorts.
Hey, Sal.
Hey there, lonely boy.
What the was that?
Dude, down here.
What the
We are your balls.
Hello.
How in the hell?
Sal, we don't have time to talk about that now.
Dude, rubbing that bar of soap against us for like 10 seconds does nothing but just spread around your junk funk.
You might as well be bagging us into a dirty mop bucket.
You want to get some action from something other than yourself, don't you?
Well, your first step is to stop making your most desirable place an inhospitable environment.
Trust us, Sal. Let us continue doing the thinking for you, big guy. Go buy some ball wash. Ball wash XL today.
Ball wash? What is ball wash?
What is ball wash?
It's no laughing matter. Ball wash is a powerful yet gentle pH balanced wash formulated for a guy's most odor prone and sensitive area. It also features activated charcoal and other natural ingredients selected for their unique properties, making it the perfect wash for balls and body.
Hey, dude, you remember the other day when you were making the bed and your hand slipped off the sheet as you pulled on it and you smacked us really hard by accident? That shit hurt, but damn, it was funny.
Okay, seriously now. Use promo code Radio Vegas at checkout and you will get 15% off your order. That's ballwash.com.
Hey everybody, it's Crazy Jay from the Rockin' Comedy Show, and for a while now we've been telling you about Nevada's best pooper scooper service, and that of course is M&N Pooper Scooper Services. They're gonna come to your home, apartment, condo. They'll come on a regular basis. They'll come twice a week. They'll come once. They'll just come once. Maybe you're having a big event, maybe a wedding or something in the yard. You gotta clean it up. They specialize in what you hate to do, and that's cleaning up after your pets. Let's face it, we really don't like it, but these guys, they'll get the job done at a reasonable price. They are licensed and insured professionals who are trained thoroughly to clean your yard.
Hey, this is Mike, the owner and founder of M&M Pooper Scooper Services. Call today and mention RadioVegas.rocks for $10 off your first service.
So check out M&M Pooper Scooper Services today.
Be sure to get your mix of music. Listen to us with the RadioVegas.rocks app available at the App Store. And check out our VIP card, interact with us in our chat room, and scheduling of our RadioVegas.rocks shows, plus podcasts. It's all available on RadioVegas.rocks app.
I'm legit dying. Visit me in the hospital. This?
I will not.
Greasy Conversation is the name of the talk show you're listening to right now. And it's time for more dank news.
Yeah.
All right.
So, real quick, I found this because Waz and I were talking about top 10 lists. And we were trying to find some top 10 lists. And then we found top 10 lists.
Yeah.
Interesting.
List on
it
list.
just got out of control, but they were all old, so we couldn't actually find any good ones. But
It's listless.
I did dig this up, which is
I love this sound. It's my favorite.
Some zoos leaving some Amazon style reviews about their animals.
Come take a look at the monkey. He's a little shit.
So the first
if you
one,
like having feces thrown at
I
you.
tossed it in. It's like, yeah, you should be able to find it.
Which, by the way, like, don't go to zoos. Most of them, well, I mean, some of them help the animals. Most of them just drug them. Don't go to the drug zoos.
Right. Unless they're giving you drugs, then that's okay.
Boy,
Yeah.
if I'd had that advice 20 years ago.
And a little for the doctor.
Right. So the first one, this like crazy looking frog, And it's just 1 star. Very unsatisfied with the shipping. I ordered a frog, and what I got was this big melted pile.
Oh, this frog looks so melty. This frog looks like it has Botox eyebrows.
Right.
Oh, it looks delicious, though. I don't know. This frog looks delicious. I'm going to stand by it.
The frog looks like Peter Griffin when he got fat.
I'd cook it first. It looks like a big lump of wasabi.
Oh, God, it does look like
Right?
wasabi. Yeah.
Open up.
Then we got a...
Look at it grinning at you, too.
Looks like somebody dropped an eyeball in a pile of guacamole.
This frog has a legit smile. Like there's a crack on the side of its...
yeah, totally.
It's a thin-lipped little knowing grin. It's looking up at you.
I think this frog looks more rapey than the otter did.
You'd like it, though. I'd be down.
From this frog? Yeah.
This frog could seduce me. You know when you see I'll just be blunt about it. A fat woman with a gorgeous face.
Mm-hmm.
That there's certain kinds of ways a woman's face can get fat where it's just so adorable. This frog's like the grandpa version of that. Like you just want to get a Werther's original from him.
You just know that's got like a bass friggin' croak to it.
Yeah.
Right.
Frog's like
croak.
Babaloo.
Schnitzelburger.
Minneapolis. This frog's name is Minneapolis now. All right, sorry, new animals.
All right. Then the next one is, you won't be disappointed. The stylish little unit is amazing. Sound quality A+, no distortion at full volume, but bass is a little weak. Top rotates, which is a plus.
That's pretty good.
As an
That's
owl.
pretty good. Yeah.
I think this is a great horned owl. Not that I'm like master of owl breeds, but that just happens to be an owl I did an elementary school report on. Anyway, the owl looks really shocked.
About owls? Owls always look shocked.
Yeah, like most owls.
Which doesn't make sense because they can hear so well. You know that they're there, but they always look shocked. It's just looking at you and judging you silently.
This owl
wishing you were a mouse so he can eat.
This owl looks like its judgment is terror. This is the owl looks scared.
Well, I feel like the larger owls could probably fuck a person up.
Oh yeah.
Like they have huge talons and
yeah. It wouldn't take but one lick to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop.
Right.
It'd be all beak right away.
Oh no, the world's about to find the fuck out.
Yeah.
All right.
Get into the juicy center.
Back to owls. I mean otters.
This one looks more rapey than the first one.
Oh, yeah.
Jeez, now that I know this, otters aren't cute anymore.
Yeah.
Otters are canceled.
Yeah, we're not going to indulge this.
Overall, very good first impressions. Sturdy built, totally winter ready and waterproof. Only comes in brown, but that's actually a plus for me.
I just am picturing the otter saying this. Like the otter because the otter's looking over its shoulder. Like I just caught this gentleman's attention while in line. Like, excuse me, sir. Can you tell me how the Lakers are doing?
You would know. He just was in the lake.
He turns and looks at me like this.
Yeah.
This is the look. Like, I'm disgusted with you, but I don't know if you know better.
All right.
All right, down.
Oh, LA Zoo too. Wow.
Great.
Sorry, LA.
Oh, an unburned koala.
Aw. Jeez. Man, I have to look at all these the saddest way possible.
Right.
I'm looking at the otter and thinking about Kobe and being
All right.
sad.
Down. Just go down to the duck-billed platypus.
This is a white alligator, but I thought how funny it would be if Greg thought this was a duck-billed platypus. It's an albino alligator.
You guys really need to do these animal segments more often.
Why does its duckbill have all these teeth?
I read Wikipedia told me they were a docile species.
Oh my gosh.
I don't have a hand anymore.
Let me just show the audience ducks with teeth really quick.
Ducks,
oh God.
Ducks with teeth. What in the world?
This one.
Oh, that's a Florida man right there.
All right, now we're back.
Oh God.
So we're going down to another otter.
Yeah, I was like, there's a few otters. There's an echidna.
Armadillo.
There we go.
Yep.
I'm at the platypus.
Yeah, not what I ordered. I ordered a duck, otter, and beaver bundle. Apparently there was some kind of freak accident shipping or something. Contact a shipper. They claim no error. Bad seller. Never buying again.
This is such a funny trend. Like anyone can play along with this.
Yeah, totally.
Just
fair. Warning, not as labeled. This is a straight up bear. Not a sloth. Not a sloth bear hybrid. Very good quality bear as long as you know what you're getting into.
Did you guys ever see the one Amazon review about the 15-foot beach ball?
Yes, we covered
That's
that.
my favorite Amazon review of all time.
So
God.
greasyconversation.com, if you use the search box at the bottom, you can search for a giant beach ball. We had an episode where we totally read all the reviews of this giant beach ball.
Yeah.
Freaky enough is that like a lot of the reviews aren't to be funny. They're about genuine human injury that have occurred. So this beach ball was like 7-8 feet tall, and people will get it rolling and then run and jump and grab a hold of it and roll over the top with it. And someone broke their arm.
Right.
Of course.
A gust of wind comes up and it like throws the ball into people and knocking children over along this path, which I think is hilarious.
Knocks a stroller in front of a bus.
It reminds me of Critters.
Yeah.
That 80s horror movie where they all like roll up in the giant ball and they just roll over someone and like it's just a bloody skeleton left.
Oh my god, I forgot. Yeah.
Dude, classic.
Yeah.
Classic
It's
horror
a cult
flick,
movie I haven't seen probably since the 80s.
Yeah, it's
I was
terrible.
picturing a ton of kids holding onto the ball. The ball's just covered in dumb kids. Rolling around crying.
All these little critters. Get your fucking critters off my beach ball.
They roll over a pizza and the pizza's just decimated.
It's like a pizza skeleton.
That's all crust.
Was it just bread?
They roll over some sandwiches. There's just piles of crusts there. Just the chorus of kids. Thanks, Mom. Yeah, kid ball. It's critters too.
All right. Enough of these animals. They're it's
You can
kind
go
of
through and look at it on your own.
We have a lot of cool news items we didn't even touch this episode to cruise through and get caught up and look smart to your friends, or at least look clever, at least look fun. And I got really in there. Yeah, that's. Have you guys seen Garth Brooks like social media? When he does, he always like leans in. He's like, "We're gonna have fun. We're gonna get really close to the microphone."
I haven't.
Cool things.
Is that a Chris Gaines thing?
It's like country ASMR.
Oh God.
Terrible.
We're about to have a hoedown while I rub the microphone. Shh, quiet. It's such a soft sheep.
Dude, I like at work they play just pop country songs way too much.
I'm closing the latch on the barn door.
Man. It's a fucking crime against humanity, man.
Red Solo Cup. Oh, God.
Oh man.
Somebody played a song at the bar last night. I went and watched the Ninth game, and it was like the most terrible pop country song I've ever heard in my life.
I got another one. Like you slowly brush the mane of a horse with the condenser mic right up against it. There's so many good ASMRs in the countryside.
Or just like tossing bales of hay.
The milk bucket, milking into a bucket.
Yeah. I think
hay?
Just tossing bales of hay.
Or you just rub your hand over the hay. Just
We gotta get the lift, and just
oh yeah.
Yeah.
The crunch of the hay landing sounds more delicious. This is all from someone.
Untapped market.
I hate I gave it such a chance, and at first I thought it wasn't working, and then I realized it was working and just making me subconsciously uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's like I felt like I needed to put more clothes on.
Yeah, some people don't like that little tingle in the.
Some people don't
back.
like inappropriate touch.
Spine.
Maybe I don't like strangers touching my spine.
Yeah.
Get your hand out of my back of my shirt. When you're standing in line and someone just like sticks their cold hand down the back of your shirt.
No. No, thankfully.
It's the worst.
Like someone just gives you like the little.
He licked his
You
finger.
turn around, it's an otter.
How'd that otter get a
The
van?
last time I'm going to Trader Joe's.
Damn. Otter's going to Trader
Why does that otter have like one of those Halloween bags of candy?
Oh man. All right, what
and
about
oddly enough, generic frozen pops.
Cheap ass otters.
Generic frozen pops? Damn.
Oh yeah, otter pops.
Yeah.
Oh, I just got it. Are otter pops a thing? Otter pops are canceled now. That company's going under.
No, they're still out there, brother. It's just we don't shop
they're
in
the
that aisle. They still got the Huggies too.
The otter has that professor beard too, like he's in that position of trust, manipulating his authority. It's like, I can get you an A.
Why do they have to use like figures of authority to try to sell like kid stuff? Like Captain Crunch, come on.
Oh yeah, what kids are paying attention to the captain?
Yeah,
Like, what kids
so
like?
they would have bought from Lieutenant easily.
Oh, this owl looks like he's such a university professor. Like all my idols.
Right, scholastically, this is the treat for me.
Damn.
And what's the deal with Jolly Ranchers? I don't know. It sounds like a good time.
Yeah,
sounds like a very niche good time.
Last thing I think of when I think of a rancher is fruit candy.
Yeah.
Maybe if it was like beef jerky or something, that would be a Jolly Rancher.
Dude, don't get me started about beef jerky, you guys. It's keto time.
It's keto time.
Oh man. All right, this one, mysterious radio signal from space is repeating every 16 days.
Ooh, teased it to the end. We actually did that.
Yeah, we had to.
So the name of the game is FRBs, or FIRBs, or fast radio bursts, and they're all the rage in the new
SETI.
Well, it's like a new network is the best way of putting it, of scientists combining
The Canadian Hydrogen Intensity Mapping Experiment. Yo, that sounds legit as fuck.
Yeah, so they're teaming up on data around the world of everyone listening to the heavens, because there's a lot of places you can listen from, and if you try to listen to too broadly, then you hear too much at once. There's so much noise coming in from the sky that you really gotta aim your ears at stuff. And the fact that we haven't heard a coherent message yet doesn't mean that there isn't one aimed right at us that we're not aware of, that we can't decipher from the noise. But we can tell that there's these fast radio bursts. Sometimes they take, in this case, days to repeat and be the same duration. Sometimes they're sometimes their reoccurrence is completely random, but they always come from the same space. Sometimes a similar one seems to come from different places that could be a similar phenomena. Two fast radio bursts have already been very closely tied to completely different phenomena. So there's definitely vastly different things that can happen in space that can cause a similar burst of radio energy, from something like a pulsar or a quasar to something like
neutron star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be something emanating a steady stream that something blocks periodically, like a planet getting in the way.
Like like being interrupted by orbital path.
It'd be like binary systems.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many things that cause these fast radio bursts, but this one is interesting because we've actually been able to keep these gigantic piles of data and filter through them long enough to discover that this signal from the same place and same duration and characteristics repeated over the course of days. So to listen to something that's that low frequency, it's like so low frequency as days between waveform peaks, basically, like metaphorically. It's not
Yeah.
And who's to say, the signal might have been affected by, dark matter. It might be affected by gravitational waves along the way.
Yeah, it could get lensed up.
For how the distance we're talking about, I mean, there's so much variables that can come into something like this. It's not something that's they're even close to being able to say is anything other than natural phenomenon.
For sure.
Yeah, totally.
But it's intriguing. It's intriguing. I think the fact that it's so common, like it's repeating in a
consistent
thank you, in a consistent manner, it seems like it's a natural phenomenon.
Yeah, in this case, definitely does. But being able to just detect and set aside and classify all the natural things lets us really tell when something stands out. Because at this point, if we don't know what's unusual, then we don't know what to care about.
And this alone should, should convince people that it's important to invest in science, invest in research, because we don't know so much still, and something like this it's groundbreaking.
You might think you've met a lizard person. You might have thought that you saw some high-ranking government official blink with 2 eyelids, but
you might have seen a movie starring Roddy Piper.
Yeah.
But in the end, unless we can confirm some data together, we're not getting anywhere.
Yeah, this signal was traced to a massive spiral galaxy 500 million light years away. It's pretty freaking far.
500 million. The fact that we can get anything from that, we can't even go the speed of light, but if we did, it'd still take 500 million years.
Yeah.
It's like we could evolve into a couple different species by the time we could ever get there.
Yeah, or like something that far away. If it was a civilization sending out a message, like by the time it got here, they could be, but like way before it ever got here, they could just totally be extinct.
Oh, absolutely.
And same with us. What did we send out in the Voyager? The little
the golden
disc.
plate.
Yeah,
The golden record.
Yeah.
Yeah, the idea that there either isn't or is for sure life in the universe besides us, so that's anything like us, to say conclusively one or the other is really rough. Although mathematically, you kind of got to say that it's more likely than not.
Yeah.
But just there's so many variables and such an amazing distance.
Yeah, and it's so large that. Well, it's always interesting to think about because like everything's moving away from each other.
Right.
So we're at a pretty like unique point in time. I don't know like how far or how long it's going to take, but eventually like all galaxies are going to be so far away from each other that you won't be able to tell that everything's moving away or even won't even be able to detect other galaxies. Like eventually. So there could be some future civilization who couldn't figure that out.
Or another theory that I've heard is that black holes eventually will convalesce into one black hole, which is going to bring the universe back together, which is going to eventually end up into a new Big Bang.
Like create a singularity and stuff. And then, yeah.
So we also have a related link about block universe theory, which revolves around the passing of time being an illusion because whatever the present is just one single location in space-time. So time is a location, which can also be helpful in the idea of traversing these giant spans of distance. Is the only reason why the distance is an issue is that it takes so long and that we care about things taking a long time.
Yeah.
If we can exist and manipulate, take in data, output manipulation of matter, what else do we do as a living thing? Take in data, manipulate matter. If you can do that, but have time be irrelevant, then these distances are irrelevant.
Right.
It's just another distance. So if you can be immune to one measure of distance being time, then you can equally be immune to these other crazy distances and travel. Just you'd have to be not in a hurry. So what if patience is the key to interstellar travel? But like patience on a molecular level, like being able to not degrade, being able to stave off entropy. Because we travel through space as long as we don't take too long without a problem with entropy, unless we run into stuff. Like we don't entropy as much as we do with this vast amount of time just sitting there, just moving through time, which takes us no effort. We can just move through this other, what do you call Dimension, thank you. We're good at moving through time. We just entropy. We take tons of energy to move in locational space, but we can do that right away without entropying. So it's like if we could exist as matter, but still be what is human, like we wouldn't be human beings, but if you could separate the consciousness, so to speak, and put it in this thing that's like a human, but it's made
your personality.
Yeah, if that could be done, but then transmitted into moved over into a body that instead of being made out of regular matter that has these restrictions with time and space, it's another type of matter that say can travel through time no problem. It just takes energy, but they sit there in entropy and distance. So the moment that they're constantly moving. So you're this being that you could never catch up with as a human because you're constantly in what we would consider physical motion. But you could be anywhere in the universe at once. at any time. That might be the key to traveling, is traveling not as humans or as machines, but as some kind of machine with a different type of matter that interacts differently.
A common, well, that's always like a common theme in like sci-fi, as far, well, if they're trying to do kind of like not super far in the future where humans are still traveling really far distances, of everyone getting in like, it's usually like cryogenics and stuff, you know.
If it's not a warp drive, it's usually cryogenic.
Yeah.
It's the lazy way out of a physics problem with it. It's intriguing in the fact that theoretics has gotten to this point. And to me, it's I'm still at the what if CAT really spells dog phase with this, because I think of string theory. I think of all these talk of alternate dimensions, and we have no clue.
Yeah, there's a lot we still don't know. I
mean,
it's like
there's no, I can't fathom a hypothesis or a way of even grasping that level.
I wonder if
I'd make a horrible physicist, by the way.
If there's
Be
been
a great
any,
pharmacist, but
I wonder if there's been any sci-fi stories that have dealt with a entity that moves through locational space the way we move through time.
Yes.
Just constantly, unavoidably, they're just zipping past, and you can never like interact with them as a person because they're always
I don't know.
they're never in one place.
I mean, I don't know.
But they could go anywhere in time, just expending some energy.
I'm sure there has
What
been.
was the
Because
navigator?
like imagine you could go somewhere else in
Dune?
time, but you could never be at a place in time. So like, I can go 10 years in the past, I can go 100 years in the future, but I'll never be at a location physically.
Oh, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's like what
the
a paradox.
closest thing
that'd
I
be.
can think of is the navigator in Dune.
Well, they were
Flight of the Navigator?
No.
With Pee Wee Herman as the voice?
No, in Dune the navigators were just for like traveling through space, because they had to like.
I thought
fly.
they had a time thing.
No, some people in Dune can see the future, but the navigators, that's what they could see the future of space travel, so that they could predict the accurate path, so that they didn't like wind up flying into a planet.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
now
Dune.
it's time to do some spice.
Yeah.
And
the spice must flow.
The spice
think-
must flow.
Tragically,
That's it, man.
it's it. It's already it. Stay tuned. RadioVegas.rocks has all kinds of fun content at that.
That was a blast, guys. Thank you so much.
You can also look up Radio Vegas Rocks on YouTube for more streaming video time like this. Ring the bell, bust a like, tell your friends. Greasy Conversations. The thing that is also the name of the website. Oh, my spinning light. No! There we go. It's back. It's back. It's spinning again. All right. All right. If you don't have kids to hug kids that you're related to with consent.
Hug strangers, kids.
Pet your cat. Go pet your cat.
Hug your cat.
Look around.